Welcome with us in search of the lost truth of humans. A story made up of humans who walked the earth and discovered the secret of life. Spiritual as materialistic, we recall the essence of the human being in contact with the supernatural, watching beyond.
Time. Do you feel how essential time is? Dissolved in luck, we live our lives moving in symbiosis with it. We follow it. What if we learn to control it? Fall in love with it and you will have many enlightenment keys by hand. An article about time for how much essential it is an engaging topic in our parallel lives can never be sufficiently representative. We asked ourselves several questions and we investigated about time. Here are a series of characteristics that time holds. Sitting in a room at a distance of about 5 or 6 meters from a target, you will be able to see, if you pay attention, how time it distorts between left and right. Left if things are going in your direction, right if it is going your way. The enlightenments cross time and move in time to space-time gaps that open to them to reach other destinations. An energy transfer, the intelligent to understand which path to follow. Time therefore allows us to use it as a vector. Time, abstract entities composed of energy, and as all the enlightenments as should never be minded, because part of the energy could slow, by losing energy attracted by us, absorbing it. In the same way, time understood as an energy exchange should not be considered while doing actions. It has to be as smooth as possible, otherwise it would slow down, it would block the energy flows, as well as all the enlightenments that could freeze at our view as to a spontaneous absorption of our brain of their energy. Time goes slow motion when we try to carry out an action minding our moves, so it occurs a defect in the expression of our thought or desire. Energy blocked there cannot interact with time with the same power as to a lack of energy. It's not a simply going slow, but it's a matter of friction with time, forcibly wanting to ruin, slow down that goal. Therefore, the defect that will manifest to us will be double, in part because the thought will not be realized correctly, or rather it could even be realized but not as the puzzle was designed. Secondly, we will lose the energies we used to express the thought. So what we'll discover is that when an equally powerful force, therefore energy, is opposed to the same, let's call it time number 1, time number 2 becomes its antagonist, working as a friction. Time can therefore be slowed down. The secret is not in ever going slowly, but in knowing how to manage this friction and reason to the achievement we want to reach by using this tool called slowness. You will still be able to get all the alignments that you would otherwise lose. A natural instinct of the controller, based on the energy surrounding him or her, is able to apply a friction on time. Notice when you stop and stare at things, feel the time slowing. Slow motion becomes an essential tool against our adversary, especially in the event that we have to stop an evil action by someone by slowing him or her. He will have no luck in doing so, a matter of mental strength. By thinking about slowing ourselves down and then applying this mental force against another target, you should be able to learn to manipulate this relation-time energy, aiming at this skill called slowness. Another interesting phenomenon is the out of time. Since the energy that initially had to be used to give energy to the second bit is decreased by gravitational force, it causes a loss of enlightenments, which follows the energy time. In short, a succession of vicissitudes lost going out of time. Imagine a musical orchestra that is playing its music. Suddenly one of the members of the same musical group will take into consideration the drummer that accidentally goes out of time. Here's that the drum beat, which follows the first beat and which is out of time, is subject to a defect, the loss of that crew energy. Another example is a cell phone key not pressed in time, in the right time, while texting a message. The power for that action on pressing the button might not be the same going out of time, so enlightenments are lost. Adding to this, the emotional telepathic message may not be perceived on the other side correctly to our agency. That fateful moment which loses empathies a moment later, the power to that action. By controlling the energy surplus given to the enlightenments, time is the judge of fortune. By following time, you will be able to achieve fortune. It's about distributing energy at the right time to the right spot or person with the right energy, remotely controlled by the fact that by intuition, a feeling, our brain understands how we have to behave in every situation. If we don't do it, the rotation of a given energy is exhausted. Feeling the time is running out, we have to move. We illuminate the points where we go with energy. If the place is wrong, the energy mix will not be lucky. Not just for us, but for everything we represent, since it is all connected to us. Those who manage to run into lucky events is because by natural instinct or skill, they have followed the time, lucky to follow the time, in the right time to achieve fortune. Like a video game, we collect fortune everywhere we go. That fortune are enlightenments. Once fortune is attained, continue to collect it. It's not always time for everything, but there is a time for everything. And every time taken at the right moment brings us other conquests of enlightenments. Time must be taken at the right moment. Time must be taken at the right ways, in the right places to conquer new enlightenments. Not doing this means finding yourself walking an empty road every time, at the mercy of matter itself, with no luck, no enlightenments. Time allows us to find ourselves in a position to make the organism perfect, which purifies itself by orienting on the basis of our thoughts, liberating energy that continually atones for evil, the liberation from negative energy, making room for the positive, thanks to the various energy peaks that follow from time, thoughts and movements. Time is very important in our emotions. Otherwise, if the note is out of tune and you are not in sync, there won't be any positive energy surrounding you, but misfortune. A beat continues in rhythm to ensure the energy to carry out our desires. Inherently, rituals in the name of the gods are explained. Rituals in the name of the climate to obtain rain or modify climate at will. A collection of energy, a dance moved in time and energy moved in turn and in its own time in the order of our desires. Rhythm, a quivering body, imaginary or physical as it is, pounding at each strike of time, fluid in its prayer, magical at its consummation, determining its energy push. Everything moves in a space-time tunnel, changes curves, increases in speed, slows down, transports. To orchestrate it there are subjects and objects, but more specific it is a matter of energy. Time evaluates all movements and processes the most exact answer based on the data it possesses, where every single detail changes its course. Cyclical, one of its qualities, the historical moments over the time span. Hidden is that the number of hours of the day will correspond to all the days of the week. Even our body respects circadian cycles, for which our routine adjusts itself daily by memorizing the events that occur in the previous time. Every hour will correspond to a return of actions. Here is that the planning of our action becomes fundamental. A program in such a way that the events take on enlightenments, which time attributes to them through our thoughts. So enlightenments move, illuminating those moments, making that path paved, ready for us to cross that time, plan our future and look at it in perspective of our arrival. Intervals, which are space between the achievement of an action and its initiation, must be also programmed. In a period of time where we have established a series of events or goals, the intervals between one event and another can be varied. These are important because they serve as a support for the event program. They pave our direction. There is a time for everything. That time could come very late, but we may still have the opportunity to seize it. Good things come to those who know how to wait in their behavior, waiting for that moment to come true. Time relates to all objects within its space, reconnecting and orienting the perception of an organism's destiny based on its change. Time no longer manifests itself as a fixed but absolutely playable datum, a key for the enlightened to organize, plan, modify the course of events. Time becomes power, the key to complete human knowledge.